Let's talk rain jackets, specifically the outdoor research Foray 2 with its Gore-Tex construction and pit to waist torso flow venting. This is by far the best raincoat I've ever trekked in. But I believe there's one category of outdoor enthusiasts that shouldn't buy this jacket. And by the end of the video, you'll know if you fit into that category or not. So stick around to find out if this jacket has the right features to help you stay dry in the elements. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Aaron. This is Gideon's Tactical. And as someone who loves the outdoors, being in the elements, particularly rain, is something that's going to happen. So having a raincoat that will keep you dry but breathable is something I've always been on the lookout for. And so we'll hit waterproof capability first. The double-layered Gore-Tex fabric in conjunction with the seams being seam taped means that this has excellent waterproof capability. Rain and snow are just going to shed right off of the body of this as well as the hood like water off a duck's back. Even in my last year's backpacking trip to Wyoming where we had a beautiful spot, but the weather's been extremely hit or miss. We have like spells of warmth, wind pretty consistently, and we've had rain every day off and on. Yesterday was pretty heavy, and it looks like we might be getting some rain again coming in. I saw no issues over that extended period of time and the many other adventures that have taken this on throughout the year. Because of the excellent weave, waterproof capability, and the seams that have been taped, it means it's an excellent windbreaker as well. So the wind will roll over you and not cut through you. And if you like this type of content, I invite you to hit that like button and consider subscribing. Make sure to hit that bell icon so that you can be notified every single week when I put up new videos, give you in-depth breakdowns on gear and equipment to help you better stay equipped and prepared for whatever life throws your way. Now, these are all great characteristics, but what about breathability? When you have a pack on and you're trekking 5-10 miles through different terrain, you're gonna be breaking a sweat. And if it feels like you're just wearing a trash bag, you're gonna be constantly wanting to take this on and off. I was surprised with the level of breathability. By no means is it some high breathe, type of material, but it didn't feel as clammy as other raincoats I've used in the past. But the feature that really sells it for me is the torso flow venting system. It has zippers that aren't just pit zips that maybe give you a foot of breathability. They go all the way from your bicep all the way down to the waist and can completely disconnect the front from the back of the jacket, basically turning it into a 3/4 poncho, giving you a lot of versatility depending on how hot your environment may be, depending on levels of humidity, to really give you that control to vent much better than most other jackets you're gonna find in this category of waterproof capability. Now, I don't know about you, those factors started checking a lot of boxes for me the more I used the jacket, and has made me really enjoy using it on my adventures. And before I hit that one drawback, I wanna hit a few other characteristics with you. One is the hood. It is large, giving you a lot of coverage over your head, as well as a semi-structured build to help that rain run off if you're wearing a beanie or don't have a hat on that day, and form fits well to a baseball cap, with a dedicated drawstring in the back to cinch it down to the proper amount so it's not falling too far over your eyes, which flows into a very large collar. And as you can see, if you're not wearing the hood, it kind of gives you a Count Dracula kind of vibe there. Some people may not prefer that just in the styling factor. In performance, I would prefer to have this large a collar because it can zip up and give me a very tight form-fitting fit. And anything that has a high collar, I always have to have a little padding there by the connection point of the zipper if I zip it up all the way, and this has just that to keep it from getting kind of tangled up in either beard hair or just rubbing you raw on your chin. It has YKK water resistant zippers that run really nicely, good tabs, so with gloves on you can easily grab them, as well as a very large chest pocket here, runs nicely. You can get my whole hand in there, so this could easily carry a wallet and a cell phone combined, no problem if you wish. Velcro adjustable cuffs, 2 zip closure front pockets that are very large with a little key keeper on the left pocket, so you can throw your keys in there and not have fear of them accidentally coming out if you forget to zip up the pocket. And a shock cord runs around the hem to give you that good fit on the bottom and keep wind from flowing up. Now to the cut. I'm a large guy at 6'2", about 215 pounds, and I usually wear large size hoodies and jackets, and this is a large as well. And for the most part, it fits me well. The arms are a good length that I was pleased with. The length on the torso was good, and across the chest. It doesn't feel tight, and I have lots of movability. Mobility, I think is what I wanted to say there. But the torso cut does seem to be a little bit baggier than I would prefer. Now that means it's great for layering, so in colder environments, this is excellent, but in areas where you're maybe just wearing a t-shirt in the summertime and you don't need anything underneath, you may find that the body seems a little bit cavernous and kind of floating around. If you like more form-fitting coats, that may be something to consider, even try on maybe half a size, or not a half because it's not a shoe, one size down, just to see, as long as your arms work and the upper body, you might find that it fits a little bit better. But for me, that large size is fitting the bill for what I need. It's just a little bit baggier than my preference. Now, I know up until this point, it's been sounding like this has supernatural powers and this jacket can deflect all that nature throws at it. And it better for the price that you're gonna pay on average for this coat. The normal going rate is $225, so it is definitely a pretty penny, and you're gonna have to look at it as an investment, which is exactly what I did when I purchased it. I wanted something that was gonna give me a lot of breathability options and give me the ability to deflect rain for a long period of time, and it definitely does those two things well. And there will be links in the description below to all the affiliate networks that I regularly partner with, including Amazon and Backcountry, where you can check out the Foray, as well as several other gear items that I regularly use and recommend, so that if this jacket does make sense for you, I always appreciate when you use those hyperlinks. And I know when I'm making this video, there are a bunch of sales going on this model. Now, what about that one drawback, though, that make you think twice, particularly when you're investing that type of cash? Well, if you're a person who enjoys campfires, building fires, hanging around the fire, you often go camping or backpacking, and that's going to be the source of social engagement for you, this jacket is a spark magnet. In the course of 3 months and about 6 campfires, I now have 3 spark holes that were big enough that I needed to put patches on them, and I have 2 more starting to form from smaller embers. So within seconds of an ember in contact with this material, it's gonna punch right through and then detract from its waterproof capability. So that is something that you need to consider. Most rain jackets operate similarly, but it was something of a transition for me as someone who regularly uses my outdoor research for Rossi hoodie, which has a different type of material. I have built hundreds of campfires with that coat on, and I've never gotten a spark hole. So you really have to ask yourself, how often am I gonna hang around campfires? Maybe you need to step back a little bit further, and I really would be pulling this up, and if you're feeding the fire, that's when I really got some major issues, is when those little sparks threw up, boom, I come up, there's a new hole. So I basically have had to step back when there is a campfire and really reconsider, what am I gonna be doing that day, and if it's gonna be a lot of campfire activities, to maybe go with a different coat. But I look forward to hearing from you guys. What are your thoughts on this Foray 2 raincoat from Outdoor Research? If you own one, what's been your experience? For me, I'm super glad it's in rotation and well exceeds my expectations on what I expected it to do as a dedicated rain jacket. I appreciate you guys so much for coming over today. Check out the other video popping up and consider subscribing if you haven't yet. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.